Hey guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, I want to talk about the price of food, which seems to just be exploding recently. And if you're struggling to stick to your grocery budget like we are, then this video is for you. I want to talk about the cheapest and most filling foods that you can buy. So we have a family of 6. My husband and I have 4 kids, and they are all pretty much teenagers, and they eat a lot. And it seems as if every week we are spending more and more money on food. And we have a set budget, we have a set bank account that just has money in it just for grocery shopping. And it seems like every week we are like right on the edge, if not even going over. And it's sort of becoming this contentious issue between my husband and I. You know, what are we buying? We're reviewing our receipts, trying to see where we can save money. All right, so if you're in the same boat, I have a list of some things that I have discovered that are, on the more economical side, and also they're very filling, and our family seems to be doing okay with eating them. So let's get to it. Okay, so first on the list has to be oats. Now, I don't know if you've been watching me for a long time. I did a video on our Mama Bear oatmeal recipe and our Papa Bear oatmeal recipe back in the day when we were doing those crock pot collaborations with other channels. And so we love oats. And so oatmeal is a big staple in our house. And I'm not talking those little oatmeal packets. If you buy the big containers of oats, it really does go a long way in feeding your family. You can put it in pancakes. It doesn't have to just be for oatmeal. So I found oats to be a staple as far as for muffins. Like I said, we do stick it in pancake mix. No bake granola bars. You can do like a meatless meatloaf with oats. I mean, if you look up all the different options, there's a lot of things to do with them. Potatoes. It wouldn't be a video of mine if I wasn't discussing potatoes. Again, if you've been watching me, you know I did a potato diet and lost some weight with it. Potatoes are another staple, and they are very economical. You can make not only mashed potatoes, but you can do whole meals based off potatoes. Baked potatoes, obviously, you can make your own French fries with them. Those are so good, those thick steak fries. Popcorn, it's the secret snack. Popcorn is way cheaper than potato chips. Now, a few of my kiddos have braces and they are not happy that they can't eat popcorn, but if nobody in your house has braces, then popcorn is a green light. So I love popcorn. It's much lower in calories and much less expensive than buying bags of chips. And you can season your popcorn with all kinds of different things. You can even put taco seasoning on your popcorn, or cinnamon if you want to make it sweeter. So you can dress up your popcorn to make it more, I don't know, fancy. Frozen vegetables. I really like frozen vegetables, especially riced cauliflower. I don't know if you tried it. I love riced cauliflower. I just think it's amazing. So I can make that bag of riced cauliflower and just, put a little hemp seeds on top and like some kind of meatless protein, and it's, for me, that's a whole meal, a giant bowl of riced cauliflower. But bagged frozen vegetables, that way they don't go to waste, and you can make as little or as much of it as you want to supplement things. If you have bagged broccoli, you can stick it on your potatoes. So there's lots of different things. So I would definitely lean into frozen vegetables. Peanut butter, all right, protein on the quick. So you can put peanut butter on apple slices. You can have peanut butter and banana sandwiches. So I really love peanut butter. We put peanut butter in our fruit smoothies when we make them. Well, for some of the kids, if you're not allergic. So I love peanut butter. I think it's a staple, and usually you can get giant jars for pretty inexpensive. Lentils, they cook way faster than beans. No soaking required. Lentils are very inexpensive. Again, really can thicken up some stews. Mix it up with your potatoes. So look into purchasing and preparing lentils. Pasta and homemade sauce, all right? Pasta boxes, obviously inexpensive. Just skip the jarred sauces. So you can easily easily buy canned tomatoes and make your own sauce. It's really easy and tastes so much better. Or fresh tomatoes. Maybe you're growing your own tomatoes in your garden outside. So pastas and your own homemade sauce, really, truly, it's not that difficult to make. Give it a try and you'll see a little bit, it doesn't even take that much longer than a jarred sauce to heat up, honestly. Just, you just kind of throw it in the pot, let it simmer for a while, and you're good to go. Eggs. Now, I know egg prices have gone up, they've gone down. Egg prices are kind of volatile, but they still are a very economical staple. So eggs, meals with eggs, we love eggs. Hard-boiled eggs or, omelets or just any eggs can be prepared in so many different ways. I like to put eggs in a salad with shredded cabbage. Cabbage is another thing on my list. I think cabbage is phenomenal. I definitely would try to lean into some cabbage recipes if you can. I have a lot of salads with like a broccoli and cabbage slaw that I make, and it's so good. And I just have like an apple cider vinegar dressing on it, and just it's very filling with some hard-boiled eggs. And of course, we have to mention rice, regular rice, not just, cauliflower, riced cauliflower, but regular rice. I'm thinking, the Survivor show, okay? It's a staple and it's inexpensive for the most part. So if you take rice and you put it in a bowl and then you can top it with whatever you want, any kind of, beans or protein source, but it's just filling. So I would definitely say if you're not heavy on the rice, maybe give it a go because it does help the expense of food go down when you can fill your meals with rice. Okay, now some extra hacks, multi-purpose meals, obviously. One pot doesn't have to be for one night. If you make a giant pot of, potato stew with carrots and, rice, you can eat that 2 nights or you can have it for dinner and lunch the next day. So try to prepare meals that are not just going to be one and done, that you're going to be able to eat the leftovers. And if you eat a lot of meat, try to do at least one meatless night a week, because that obviously meat can be expensive. So maybe cutting back on your meat or trying to multi-purpose it, like I said, to use it for multiple meals, but at least try to do one night without meat to help with your budget. Obviously, shopping unit prices, bigger packages of things obviously means a lot of times that they're cheaper. So you want to buy, larger packages when they're on sale that will last you for longer. Also, my husband was recently doing like when you order your groceries for where they get your groceries and what do they call that? I'm blanking on what that's called. You know what I mean? When you order your groceries and you go and pick it up at the grocery store and they have it already, he got a lot of incentives, like they were giving him discounts, like he saved $70 because to order on the app and then go pick it up curbside. So if you've never done it before, look into it because they might offer you some discounts. You don't have to do it every time, but you might save, some significant amount of money for doing it once or twice. They might give you some kind of discount. So give it a try if you've never done it before and you might see it's cheaper than actually physically walking into the store and picking out your own groceries. In addition, I prefer that method because that way you really are picking what you want and you're avoiding impulse shopping. So yeah, that helps as well. Those darn end caps. Okay, so preparation obviously is really important. If you can, make sure you're planning ahead of time. That way you don't find yourself like, not knowing what you're going to feed your family and then you end up, doing DoorDash or going out and, getting convenience foods. Those are obviously going to be more expensive. I work full-time. I have a full-time job, plus my 4 kids, plus I run an Etsy shop. I have customer service to deal with. I have, a lot going on in my life. And so I have to be very careful because if we don't know what we're eating for dinner one night, and this does happen, then it ends up being like, okay, everybody's just hungry. Let's go out to Wawa and get hoagies. And I really try to avoid that. Because, if we don't have a plan, it gets dangerous because then that's when we might overspend or go over budget. So make sure that you're really thinking ahead. And it is so difficult when you are busy and you have a lot going on. But, it's something that every week try to do before you go grocery shopping. Try to have a plan for the week if you can. And if you fail that week, just try again the next week. Every week is a new week. Just try to reset and regroup and continue to make things better every single week. And don't beat yourself up if you messed it up and you went over budget this month or this week. Because food prices they are high. It's hard. It's difficult. And so try not to fight with your partner. Try to be a team together and work it out. And, whichever one of you is doing the shopping, in our household, typically it is my husband. I know other households, a lot of times it's, the wives or, so whichever one of you is doing it, try to work together as opposed to blaming and getting angry and saying, why did you spend, all this money? You overspent, you spent $600 at the grocery store. Oh my goodness, what did you buy? It seems like we have no food in the house. Right? We've all had these arguments with our partners, and just, that doesn't necessarily help because the person might be your partner might be trying their best, but prices they're high right now. So just try to be a team and work it out together. Review your receipts together if you can in a calm manner and to try to work it out where you can see, okay, maybe we don't need this. If you're buying bottled iced tea, maybe we could brew our own iced tea and to cut costs that way. Try to find little hacks and things that you can do to help bring down those prices for yourself. Okay. All right. If you have any other tips or advice, please leave them down below in the comments. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Okay.